James Holder for iFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. I'm at the press conference today for James Thompson versus Kimbo Slice, the much anticipated rematch. First and foremost, how are you, big man?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. Like you say, long time in coming this rematch, but it's finally, and I can't say for anything more, to get it in the O2 arena is massive. So, over the moon. I can't wait to it. Can't wait to get on it.
First time up, you thought you was clearly up on the scorecards. You thought you had Kimbo buzzed a little bit. He's then turned it around, hurt you with a few shots. But in your opinion, do you think it was stopped too early?
Oh, 100%. It was stopped too early. There's no doubt he did catch me with them, and I did feel him. But I was up on the scorecard. Funny thing about the scorecards, they showed me the scorecard, and the first round was 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 to me. The second round, which I completely dominated, was 10-8, 10-8. There was one guy on that who gave Kimbo 10-8 round. One of the judges gave Kimbo that round 10-8, the round which I've been given 10-8. So it would have been interesting if it would have gone to the third round, what they would have given that as. But anyway, so I digress. I did get buzzed on that, but I was still on my feet. I was still ready to fight. I was 2 rounds up. Do you know what I mean? And they took the chance away from me. Maybe he would have knocked me out, but they took the chance away from me to finish because my ear went. They bust my ear. I went in with it with a cauliflower ear, and he busted it. So that was all the excuse he needed.
We saw in the press conference today that 7 million people potentially watched that fight. How has it been since then? And I suppose this must be the most spoke about thing that people talk to you about, is that obviously that night and that fight.
You're exactly right. My ear is more famous than me. People actually come up to me and just want to talk to the ear. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually jealous of my own body part, which can't be healthy. But yeah, that's the case. I'm hoping that at the O2, in front of everyone, once I kind of laid him out, my hand is risen, I give a wave to the Queen that my ear will regenerate back to its former glory. I might be asking a bit too much there. But we can all dream.
We can all dream. I like the way as well. You said you'd finish in with stand up, and obviously knowing that we are predominantly boxing channel, so I like that. It's crossover.
The thing is that I'm not above taking him down to the ground. I'm finishing on the ground. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to stand up. I'd like to, with Kimbo, a lot of leg kicks you can use. So you've got to use. It's a fight. You've got to use everything. Stand-up's a massive part of that, and especially kind of like the boxing defence. That's kind of my Achilles heel. So that's what I'll be working on. To get them gaps, a bit of head movement, get them gaps kind of plugged.
You mentioned obviously your ear being quite famous. In terms of Kimbo's anatomy, his probably most famous asset is his beard.
Yes,
thankfully, he'd like to say. He's very well known for his beard.
That's right.
The amount of YouTube views he's amassed over the sort of time he's been going in that. What was you saying about his beard today in the press?
No. I'm saying I'm going to slap his beard off. I'm not going to be happy until I slap it off complete. I don't want a little bit of his beard. I want full beard. I'm working on the bionic slap, which will literally remove the hair from someone's face. Listen, it's top secret. I can't say too much.
I understand.
But you've got to tune in and you'll see.
How confident are you that you can do a job on Kimbo? You mentioned that you're not one of these fighters at the barbecue. He can turn up and punch up. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, well, he knows that, and he knows from last time. I've improved as a fighter. Especially with MMA, I'm so much more of a better fighter. When we fought last time, he's not improved as a fighter. That's the simple maths of it. Adding to that, it's in my home town, and everything. I'm a surefire bet. I'm going to come in. But there's no sure things in fighting. That's one thing I've learned. But I'm as sure as you can get. I'm just wondering whether to put a bet on the round I finish on, because that's adding extra pressure. If I throw a load on it on the first round, and then do you know what I mean? But then if I almost have him finished in the first round, I want to finish it. But then I stretch out to the second half. I'm just contemplating whether to put a bet on myself. And if so, what
Can you bet on yourself in this sport? I don't know.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, I've just grasped myself up. I'm saying I'm going to beat him in the first round.
That's right.
The only person who can do that is me, which, if people want to listen to that and bet on the first round, don't do that, because I feel bad. If people want to do that, that's up to them, as long as it's not, obviously, as long as I'm not betting on Kimbo to win on the first round.
That's right. That would be a problem.
Yeah, that's where you have issues.
Listen, as I said, we're predominantly boxing, but I can't have you here without teaching me at least 2 or 3 MMA terminology, sort of trademark moves, if you like. Talk me through a couple of bits.
Okay, well, MMA is an amalgamation of all sports. So it's mixed martial arts. So you got your boxing, stand up, your Thai boxing, with the legs, your wrestling. You're very important to control where the fight goes, and then you've got the jiu-jitsu finishes it all off. So what you got your chokehold. That's a very common one, which it's literally getting your elbow underneath the chin, securing it here, and then securing and then making it tight.
Do you have like a vicious name for that? Is there a sort of name? Do you give that a special name?
That's just a chokehold. It's like WWF. It's like a sleep hold, but it does actually work because you cut off the blood to the brain, so they'll pass on, and you will pass.
How long? If you've got, not me personally, but maybe one of these other gentlemen, in one of them sort of holds, would it take for them to sort of lose consciousness, if you like?
Not long, and you can get anyone with it as long as you breathe air. What I realised, you can be got with it. Like when I was doing the door, that's how what I used to like wrestling. So I used to see like the sleep hold. They all did like that. And what I did once, I grabbed someone round the throat and I locked it up there, and I locked it on the back of my neck, and then I'd go.
What, locked it on your own?
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah. Then I'd lift up like that and squeeze, and then I'd feel the throat go. Yeah, I'd feel the throat go. So then I'd drop them, and then they'd always be gotten like. But I used to hold the head because with door work, it's all about looking like the hardest act. So even though they were out, and I'd get the head like that, like wow. No, that didn't do anything. That was just like almost like the icing on the cake, the glamour of it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I used to do on the road. So I was only young, so people didn't give me shit and left. So yeah, that's a simple chokehold. One of the more common moves there. You got the double leg takedowns, which is a takedown where the fighter will drop the base so that they're here, and as someone goes if you want to take someone down, you'll crouch down to kind of this level.
So I would crouch if I wanted to take him down.
Yeah. So you got your level's got to come down.
Right, gotcha.
First, so you got your level's got to come down, and then you've got to penetrate and come forward.
Or like a kamikaze.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can look at it you drop your level and come, it's just breaking it down. Boxing, there's so much in boxing. I watch boxing, and like a lot of people before, I thought, oh yeah, fine. But when you actually see how to, you got to move your body, and I know boxers look at MMA guys and they see the standard of boxing and they're like, well, it's not all that. And the thing is, it isn't all that. Generally speaking, boxers, are so far ahead of the game, but that's what you guys do all the time. Like I said earlier, we've got jiu-jitsu, but boxing's an integral. That's why I see all the MMA and boxing arguments go on. I think it's ridiculous. Boxing's an integral part of MMA. Do you know what I mean? You can't do MMA without boxing. So that seems a little bit silly to me. It's just simply you're able to use more tools when you fight MMA.
What moves are barred in MMA then? What can you not do in MMA?
You can't do a lot of kind of
like
you used to be able to headbutt. Way back in the day. No
gouging.
No fish hooking, gouging, biting. Just the usual. Like in Japan, the rules are I fought over there for quite a while, and you can stomp, foot stomp the head, and you can kick to the face on the ground.
Is it weight classes in Japan?
Yes.
You was fighting big old fellas and not like little fast dudes who just come out and try to smash it?
Well, you get all sorts in Japan because they're not so bothered about the weight. So you'll have a sumo, like they'll go more freak show fight.
Right.
So that's what I mean, but it's exciting. And they'll have very legitimate fights, and they'll throw in a freak show fights, for the fighting spirit aspect of it, which Bellator's bringing back, because a lot of these fights are exciting to watch. And
have you ever fought a sumo? That's the last question. Bizarre question.
I fought a guy who could have been a sumo. He was 450 pounds, really like 28 stone, like a ball of a man. So I fought a few freaky guys. I fought a few giants, like guys over 7 foot. So yeah, I've got kind of quite a portfolio of weird and wonderful people I've tried to injure.
That's great. The most bizarrest one I've seen in boxing, there was a video going about of a guy who works for the Russian mafia, and he just brutalises people. And he was a pro boxer. Checked his record out. He had actually been beaten by a guy that sponsors our channel.
Right.
So that's another list of the freak fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's all. I think the sport of MMA is getting a lot bigger, and what MMA is doing, because it needs so many. So, for example, in England, there's been a resurgence in interest for wrestling, because it's so important to have wrestling in MMA. So when I see MMA growing, although I don't see it as taking over boxing, I think boxing will always be there, because it's always good to watch two guys.
They've got their own markets,
they have got their own markets, and they cross over massively, and there's room for all of them, and it'll be good. The more it goes on, and MMA, MMA's here to stay. Boxing guys to kind of have a look and think, it doesn't seem as foreign anymore. The more they get to know, and the better MMA guys we can get better, and the better fights we can put on.
Listen, July the 16th, O2 Arena. Tickets are available via the Bellator website. You can get yourself involved. I thank you ever so much for humouring me and giving me sort of a little bit of insight.
Yeah, I've done my best,
into
mate.
MMA,
Give you a small one there. Make sure you tune in. Watch me slap the beard off Kimbo's face.
Before we go, last soundbite so I can title this interview about Kimbo. Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, Kimbo, make sure that beard is well groomed. I want it lush. I want it full, because it's coming straight off your face. The bionic slap is gonna be shown at the O2, and Colossus Karma is taking Kimbo's beard and what's left of his pride home.
On that note, the Colossus, thank you very much for giving me some of your time today, James. Great pleasure to meet you on the channel, sir.
Cheers.
We'll see you soon.
Right, thank you.